All right, Richie Mars, this has probably been my favorite women's feud of 2025. That is Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. And we're going to have the culmination here at SummerSlam in is it no DQ street fight? There's so many gimmicks Saturday. I forgot. Which one is it?
Yeah. So it's no DQ, no count out. And if Lyra wins, obviously she becomes the Intercontinental Championship. But if Becky wins, Lyra can no longer challenge for the Intercontinental Championship as long as Becky is champion.
A lot of gimmicks on Sunday, buddy. A lot of gimmicks on Sunday. We're going to be in for a fun night on Sunday. I hope it's not overload. But speaking of gimmicks, I don't think this match needs the stipulation because it's so well wrestled at Backlash. They built on that at Money in the Bank. And then I feel that, especially coming off Monday Night Raw last night, that this gimmick match isn't needed because we're going to have stupid trash cans and kendo sticks and we're going to have a walking brawl. And I think these girls excel in ring. Add in the Evolution match, which was excellent. We're just working into Lyra straight, which is in-ring action. And Becky flows and has great chemistry with Lyra. And I personally feel that the stipulation stinks. That's my pushback.
I can definitely see that point. I will take it in a direction where, if you remember in 2009, Extreme Rules, Jericho and Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship had a no-holds-bar match. And originally, like Jericho said in his third book, saying that they didn't want a stipulation because they wanted to, have like a pure wrestling match. But it's like it's Extreme Rules. You got to have a gimmick. So they went with no holds barred. So it's just like, you had some fighting in the crowd. And the only weapon I think they used was a chair. So it's just like they were still able to have like a somewhat classic match, but it was kind of like in name only, so to speak. With this in particular, like you could still have that well wrestled match, but with this being the blow off, I think a 2 out of 3 falls or like an Iron Woman kind of situation would fit it better. But as far as
wrestling,
something more wrestling based, as what the Intercontinental Championship is known for. But with this being the Women's Intercontinental Championship's first major feud, I think you need to have a stipulation in order to differentiate it from the first 2 matches. And with this, it's like you kind of want to have some finality on that, and especially with Bayley and that kind of like X factor there. You don't really know what she's going to do. Potentially she could interfere, and it could be like a false finish scenario where it's like she's going to hit either Becky or Lyra, and then one of them ducks, and then Bayley takes one of them out. So then it becomes like, all right, this is where we're transitioning after SummerSlam. So you also want to set up things for the future. So the no DQ, no countout isn't really my cup of tea. I think if they worded it like champion's advantage is no longer there, I think it would have been like accepted a little bit better, just because we have the street fight. I think we have like the tables, ladders, and chairs match. I think we have another like no DQ kind of matchup as well. So just one of those, the cage match. It's like we're eating good, on these stipulation matches.
Even the women's world title is a triple threat, which is a no DQ match.
And it's just like, it's the first 2-night SummerSlam. You want to like go big or go home. And this is this match has earned its place on this card, in my opinion.
I feel that if we flip this with the Charlotte match on night 1, it'd be like constructed a little bit better flow wise. You have a little bit extra stipulation on Monday, and then Sunday you get like the tag match. So I don't know. It's a give and a take. It really doesn't matter. But I'll be interested to kind of see which match out of the gimmick matches suffers. I'm sure layout wise matters too. I don't want to jump to the conclusion, but when you said Bayley, maybe once they added the stipulation, it's for like the conclusion and have these girls go their separate ways with the decision to kind of little protect everything. So maybe it's for Bayley to get out there and cause whatever to go either way. Because you could see where she could go with Lyra and feud, go with Becky and feud, or just do something with like Cardi B. And Bayley's going to be involved in SummerSlam for sure. I'm just not sure what. So yeah, as she should. She's fitting well, especially from the jump here. This started at WrestleMania, where she was taking out a few days before or whatever, right? And Becky replaced her. So makes sense to include her in the finish as well.
I was just going to say, it's like this story has pretty much been to build not only the Intercontinental Championship, but Lyra as well. And when you have Becky, Bayley being the ones that are doing the building for Lyra to showcase not only Lyra, her in-ring ability, but personality-wise as well, like that's only going to be a win-win in that scenario.
Let's talk about that now, because I was going to go in a direction to ask you about Becky's return. I want to close with that. Lyra, coming off that, I guess we call it a promo last night with like her puffy shoes. And I think Vince was back for the night, just writing, suckered your cash, whatever Roman Reigns said that night. Bullshit. She did not look cool. She took 3 steps back on where she became as a character. Becky, I can't believe Becky approved this. She just looked lost. She felt like, hey guys, how's it going? And it was just like, she looked like she was at the PC cutting her first promo in front of Dusty Rhodes. That's what it looked and felt like to me. And I felt that she's grown as a character and as a presence, and especially as a promo in this feud. And we regressed all the way back to the beginning where she was always her weakness. Am I overreacting, or what's your sense on that promo last night? I thought it was awful. And I don't say that at all about anything.
Yeah, it's a wrestling like business and portrayal is always a what have you done for me lately kind of fandom, where the last thing you did is the thing that's going to stand out in fans' minds. So currently,
standing shoes, though.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like it doesn't really bother me that much. Like, people are going to have bad promos. I think it's very with Lyra, she's in a situation where it's like you can't afford to really have bad promos when you're first starting to connect with the audience, because then it's like oh, we're almost there, up, we're disconnected again. But it's like, I'm not gonna let like one bad promo determine like Lyra, how she is as a character. Was it a great look for her? No, but it's like, it's not going to define her as a like character going forward. It's how she rebounds after that. And if she delivers on Sunday, then she's going to, like, the fans are just going to like slowly but surely forget about that promo. You know what I mean?
Hope. Yeah.
And like, the thing is, it's like people who already dislike Lyra, or if Lyra's feuding with one of their favorites, they're just going to bring up the promo back, and it's like, it is what it is. People are going to have bad promos. Becky had bad promos before as well.
No doubt.
And with any star, they're going to have bad promos. And you could say, yeah, that was a bad promo, but is it going to be a career-killing promo? No, absolutely not.
Well, it's a thing where it's like her last promo with Becky was that. And what is she going to have coming out of it? Win or lose, her momentum could be dwindling, and then it's like a confidence thing. We need to build her back up, but does she have the confidence to go out there and deliver a promo to build her back up? What is she doing after? Is she going to be the one with Bayley? Is she going to be weird with Bayley? Because it's not like Bayley is the most invested, because Becky has had her fingers all over this program, I assume. Is Bayley going to be like that? Has Lyra learned? You could say one promo isn't going to kill you, but the timing of that bad promo is not ideal, in my opinion. I'm willing to give her a chance. I love her upside. Her in-ring work is incredible. I thought that we kind of got past that, what we got last night. You know what I mean? So that's my only concern, is like we diminished where we started and we kind of crumbled back to there.
It's always like a trial and error process to see what Lyra's character is, moving forward, and we're just starting to find that out now. What, like, before, people only recognized her because she looked like a bird, and they called her Bird Girl, Bird Lady, and now you have to get away from that, and you have to try to find your own personality. Like, when Becky first started, just making the parallels here, she was doing the last kicker, like steampunk kind of character. But what really was that? How did she connect with the crowd?
But she had natural charisma when she did that. It just didn't connect.
Yeah,
Lyra doesn't have natural charisma to lean on, is what I'm kind of saying.
I mean, I think we've seen a lot of it, like a different kind of charisma from Lyra.
Charisma for sure.
Well, also personality-wise, starting this Becky feud, and I think she's delivered in promos when they would interact with each other. And the thing is, it's like, it's a completely different animal when you have to carry a promo by yourself. And again, you are going to trip, you are going to fall. It's how you bounce back from it. And I think Lyra is talented enough where you know, you got to get those reps. You got to get those reps in, you know, because how are you expected to get good at individual promos by yourself if you're not given opportunities to fail? And even if you do fail, that doesn't mean take away the mic forever. It means like, okay, you got to be better at the next one.
No doubt. All right. Well, we've talked enough about Lyra. I think she's still a player in this game, regardless of what happens Sunday. I think she's going to be fine with her WWE run. So I think she's definitely a player. It's just what level will she reach? All right, Becky, she's reached all the levels, the highest being the main event of WrestleMania, right? So do we ever think off the rip, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off and we'll kind of talk back. Will she ever see those heights again of a main event like WrestleMania, like she was? Will she ever be as hot as she was as the man?
I think she still has another run in her.
Okay. I think so too. And I think a loss here would benefit her.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that on paper you would think that she would win. I think she's going to lose, and I think a loss would benefit her.
I agree with that. I think this program was designed to build up Lyra, to make her more of a mainstay on the main shows, and to get that connection to the audience, because this program has done wonders for Lyra, and this is going to be more of the definitive win for Lyra. Her first 2 wins over Becky were via roll-up. But now this is where you have that Nightwing 1, 2, 3, and then we have Lyra as the Intercontinental Champion once again, and have that title kind of be associated with her.
Yeah, I think that Becky coming back here in this feud was not only just for Lyra, her friend, you know, someone that idolized her, and I'm sure she's close enough with, and sees a lot of self in herself. I also think it was for her. She knew she could trust Lyra, transition back into the ring, find, you know, this Intercontinental title is fresh, find her footing, and really feel where she is at as a wrestler and a character in 2025. Figure out where she needs to go coming out of SummerSlam, and she's really grounded. You can tell that she's super invested. And I think that she's going to have a great year. She's under the radar, too, because you got Jade, you got Tiffany, you've got Io, you got all these underlining up-and-coming stars. And then you got Becky Lynch, who's just settling, going to find her path. And she really could explode. Do you think, say the current landscape of the women's division stays similar and the same, do you think if they moved her to SmackDown, if that SmackDown women's division was 80% what it was, she would benefit from it? Or if this Raw division stayed at 80% where it was, do you think that she would benefit kind of skyrocketing to the women's world title? What do you think is a better landscape for Becky?
With Becky, I think she would benefit probably a SmackDown move, just because there's more talent. Like if the roster stay relatively the same, that she hasn't really interacted with. Okay. You know, and when you have the whole thing with Tiffany, they had a wonderful feud in NXT, but now the roles are switched.
And this seems fresh when they had a thing in NXT too, so that doesn't really matter. Continue.
Yeah, you know, and I think with Becky, it's now a challenge on how many stars can we bring up. Yeah. And in WWE, whether it's like SmackDown, Raw, NXT, you have a bunch of talented women. They're just not being showcased as much. And Becky is one of those talents that you could put in there with an underutilized woman wrestler, and then have a story. Yeah. Julia's one. Yeah. You know, I'm not sure if that would be. I'm more interested in a Julia Becky alliance at this point.
Well, we just got it. Yeah, that would be kind of cute, actually. I now that you say that, that's interesting. Even though we just got it with Kiana James, you know, so that may be a little far fetched. I don't think Becky's gonna like muddy up and be like a 3-person thing. I can see her doing like a frenemy type of thing. Yeah, but I would like to pick Becky's brain and see who she would want to work with next, because she kind of has carte blanche what she wants to do, I assume.
You know? Yeah, you know, it's that Happy Gilmore 2 clout, you know.
What was her name? Flex?
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Solid 4.2 out of 10. I laughed like 3 times. I thought it was all right. I watched it with Eli, my son, so it was like it was what it was. Like I didn't expect Happy Gilmore 1. I don't get the backlash. I gave it a 4.2. It was okay at best.
Yeah. That's all a movie needs to be, you know. Just kill a couple hours and then just kind of go on from there.
Yeah, so all right, Richie. We kind of predicted Lyra to win this. I'm surprised I thought you were gonna go Becky, so I thought you were gonna be on the other side of me. Interesting. All right, Richie, you're going to SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going night 2. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to run each other and finally do this dang thing. All right, buddy?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, man. Whenever, and then we talk some shop.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person for the first time in 3 years almost.
you
I pretty much meet
good.
everyone else in person besides you, buddy.
Good things come to those who wait.
Richie, it's been fun, buddy. See you on the next one.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.